Hello Wastelanders! So this video is going to be a fisherman's shack build, which was actually suggested by me, to me by someone, and unfortunately I went back to try and find who it was, but the comments are gone. I don't know where they went. So if I can figure it out, I'll edit the description and put it in later. To whoever suggests this to me, I'm really sorry. I lost the suggestion, but if you see this, I hope you still enjoy it, and I hope that I did your suggestion a good service. But yeah, so this building is going to be off the coast of Croup Manor. It's just going to be a little fisherman's shack. That was really the only direction I had for it. I wanted to pick somewhere close to the water. That would really be nice for someone to just set up and casually fish. So I found this spot, thought it looked awesome, and decided to go for it. As usual, I'll kind of walk through the build and kind of explain my processes for things, and we'll go from there. And also, one last thing to note, in case you can't already tell, there's no audio for the actual game, which is awful. I had my Spotify on, was listening to music, and didn't realize it would record my audio from that as well as the audio in the game, so I had to cut out all the audio and replace it with my same 6 songs I always play, so I apologize for that, but I tried. Okay, anyway, let's get into the build. Okay, so as usual, the first thing I wanted to do was go around and just kind of take a look at the area, see anything that I wanted to keep, anything I wanted to get rid of and scrap. A lot of the rocks and other sorts of items like seaweed and some of the trash and all that, I wanted to keep because I thought it felt more realistic. But a lot of the garbage, you know, my thought is that if someone's actually going to live here as a shack, they'd probably take the time to pick up the little pieces of garbage laying around. At least I would. So whenever I go to a settlement and do that, that's my thought behind it. I wouldn't want to be living around all this garbage, so we get rid of it. So the first thing I did after that was kind of make a walkway across these little rocks and such to where I'm actually going to have the shack. I played around with the foundation for a little bit because I wasn't entirely sure where exactly I wanted to put it, so I'm pretty sure I go back and completely change these platforms in a minute, yeah, to make them fit more on the beach or whatever you would call it a little bit better. And then just go from there. I will say just right off the bat that the shack ends up coming out a little bit strangely shaped, I guess I would say. It's not bad, it's just interesting. You'll definitely see what I'm talking about as time goes on. But yeah, if you think about the lore behind this type of place, I'm gonna assume that it's a settler, a survivor who's just found pieces of maybe some ships and stuff that have washed up on shore and crashed and such, and has torn them apart and used what they could to make a shack for themselves. So it's not going to be perfect. Also, I have the worst time with this build, with doing the roof. The worst time. I might have cut out part of it because it was so frustrating that it took me forever. I might not have, we'll see. But oh my god, it took me forever. The pathway, when I made it, I didn't want to just do like a basic, you know, here's your shack bridge and that's it. I wanted to make it a little bit more unique. That's why I used those pallets and some of the wood paneling and stuff, just to make it a little bit different. Because that's one thing that I have definitely learned in doing these builds, is that honestly, symmetry and such, making everything look just exactly alike, isn't always the best. Also, I'm sorry if I sniffle a lot and sound super congested. I definitely think that I'm getting sick. So, I'm sorry. Okay, so with this build in particular, I didn't really have much of a plan going into it, like I mentioned. I just knew I wanted to make a fisherman shack here, and I wanted to try to make it a little bit more uniquely shaped than I usually make my buildings. So that's kind of why you'll see this throughout the video. I kind of changed the layout of things a lot. That's just because I'll have an idea and then I start doing it. Excuse me. And then I realized that I don't actually think it looks that good. So I'll go back and edit and change it. This is where I start to kind of look at the building as a whole and think, okay, does this look good? Does it not look good? I feel pretty confident about it at this point. So I kind of keep it. I did want to put more like planks and stuff to make it look more like a pathway, but I couldn't really find very many that would fit well just because of all the way the rocky texture is. So it ends up being a little bit plain, but I decorated it up pretty nice later. Add in some supports. I'm all about those supports, make it look a little bit more realistic. That transition, I'm pretty sure that was part of when I just like took a step back and looked at whatever I just made and was like, no, this does not look good, and took it out. Here I am snapping in a half floor to the current floor to get a wall to snap to it, because otherwise the wall will not snap in the middle of a platform. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It kind of depends on what mods you have. Mine all kind of conflict because I'm really bad at load order, so sometimes I have to make it work myself. Here I decided to take off that shack bridge that you see right there. I decided to take that off and replace it with a just a basic flooring, because I wanted to extend this out and make a little pier that they would actually be able to fish off of. So, okay, while I'm just kind of building some things, I don't know if you've seen many of my other videos, but I tend to decorate things pretty much the same for all of my videos. I know, I need to get some more creativity going, but there's just some things I really like. And this build honestly made me so excited because it gave me the perfect excuse to use all the nautical themed items that you get from Far Harbor, like the little buoys and stuff, because I love those and I use them all the time. So now what I'm trying to do is make an upper floor, because I wanted to make a loft to use as a bedroom. So I was messing around with the flooring and where I can put the walls and all of that. I decided to make it a little bit shorter than the full floor so that it would actually look like a loft. And then I started messing with the roofs afterwards. And this is the point where I just completely fudged up the roofs and the walls and everything. I was trying to be creative, and oh lord, it did not work out well in my favor at all. But don't worry, I fixed it. It looks a lot less weird in the final version. See, look at that. Oh my god, that's awful. Atrocious. Ugh. But yeah, I fixed it. Trust. So this Fisherman's Hut, this is something that when I got done, I looked at it, and it kind of made me feel good in a way, you know? Because sometimes I'll make buildings, and I'll just kind of look at it, and I'm like, this is boring, or this is, I don't know, it doesn't seem to fit well. I think this Fisherman's Hut fits pretty well with the area surrounding it and with just the theme overall. I really like it. it is someplace that I could actually see a wastelander living in. Honestly, if I was living in the wasteland, first of all, I probably wouldn't live near the beach because mirelurks are literally terrifying. But if I did, this shack would be pretty bomb, gotta say. Okay, sorry, enough self-gloating here. What I decided to do there was just kind of take out one of those wood walls and replace it with a metal wall to kind of give it some uniqueness. Kind of balance things out a little bit so not everything is wood. And here I am just playing with the walls again, trying to get things right. You see that gap there between the first and second floor? I think I go in and fill that in, if not now, then here in a minute. Yeah, right now. These things, these little beams that I got with a mod, so useful. So useful. Always use them all the time. Just great. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the building. After this, I go in and go through and decorate. I did not record the decoration because a video would have been super long if I had. So the next thing is going to be the tour, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy! Alright, so there you have it, my fisherman's hut. I hope you liked it. It was honestly really a lot of fun to build. I really enjoyed decorating it as well. And again, I'm so sorry to whoever it was that requested this. I hope I did it well for you if you see it. If you did request it, let me know and I'll edit it into the description. Man, I feel so bad about that. But yeah, so there you go. Alright. Just stay cool out there, wastelanders, and remember, mirelurks, not your friends. Have a good one. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it, and I really hope you liked it. Here's another video of mine that YouTube thinks you might like, so, you know, if you want to, take a look. Or don't. Also totally up to you. Your call. Anyway, I'll leave you alone, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I see you around. Bye!